Imagine going into your 24-week OB appointment and then being hospitalized until you give birth. My name is Alicia, and this happened to me. I'm going to be sharing my journey through motherhood on this channel, so if this is something that you're interested in, please go ahead and like and subscribe. At 24 weeks pregnant or 6 months pregnant, I went to my OB appointment and they took a urine sample and took my blood pressure like they do. When they did this, they found out that my blood pressure was 160/94, which is really high because the average is 120/80. So with that being said, they ended up saying that I had severe preeclampsia. Along with that, my urine sample showed protein. These are both signs of having preeclampsia. And I'll do a whole video on exactly what preeclampsia is and the signs of preeclampsia at a later date. After they found out that I had severe preeclampsia, they told me to go to the hospital immediately. So right after my OB appointment, I headed to the hospital, and when I got to the hospital, my blood pressure was still elevated and I still had protein in my urine. So with that being said, they ended up taking me from triage to labor and delivery. In triage, the highest that my blood pressure got was 201/124, which is like seizure level high blood pressure. With that being said, they moved me into labor and delivery and they put me on MAG. MAG is short for magnesium, and honestly, I would not wish this upon even my worst enemy because the MAG drip was just awful. It's a 24-hour drip and it makes you feel like you have the flu. It made me throw up. It made me feel really hot. It gave me the chills and like I was shaking. Like it was really, really bad, and I would never put that experience on anyone. So I was on MAG for 24 hours. They were monitoring the baby. Thankfully, the good news out of it when I first arrived was that my baby was not at all fazed by the high blood pressure. Like it seemed like everything that was going on with me on the outside did not at all affect my child. So, which is really good, and that's what you want. And so from there, because I wasn't going to deliver right then and there, they put me into the ACU. The ACU is a longer term stay for moms who have preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, things like that that are more high risk. So from the ACU, what they did is they basically poked and prodded me daily. They took blood daily, every 30 minutes to an hour or 4 hours, really depending on my blood pressure, if it was high or not and how high it was. They would monitor me. So I was being monitored day and night. I was barely getting any sleep. And on top of that, I was bedridden. So I literally could not do anything. I took on like crocheting, and all I could really do was watch TV and sleep. So, and on top of that, I had to eat hospital food, which is just not that great. The experience overall just was not fun. And when I had gotten into the hospital, it was January 3rd. My due date originally was April 22nd, and the doctor had come in and told me that my new due date was March 10th. And with that being said, my baby would be a preemie regardless. And I completely just broke down crying because basically what I was being told is my baby's going to be a preemie and I was going to be in the hospital for up to 10 weeks, which sounded like hell. So, it was a lot. And on top of that, with that being all said, I was homeschooling at the time my son, and I had to figure out VPK for him. I mean, thankfully, my husband is amazing and I have amazing family because my husband stepped up and, you know, went to work, made all the money to support us while I was in the hospital, and helped with our son, you know, taking him to and from daycare when he could. And then on top of that, my mom also helped a lot. She kept my son until he was able to get into daycare, and then took him to daycare, picked him up whenever my husband couldn't. And then my grandma even ended up coming up to help and stay with us. So it helps so much to have family. And truly, I don't even know what I would have done if I was by myself, because even if it was just my husband and I, like, it was so much, so many moving parts, so much going on, and truly stressful, but it all worked out in the end to a degree. So I was in the hospital in total for 16 days, but I ended up giving birth at 14 days in the hospital. So I had been admitted on January 3rd, and I had my baby on January 17th, and then I was released on January 19th. So it was a long experience, and again, would not wish it on anyone, but I'm going to share my C-section journey and basically fill you guys in on why I had to deliver so early, because I ended up delivering at 26 weeks pregnant. So if you guys are interested in that, please follow along. Again, subscribe and like this video for more content like, and tune in next week if you want to know how my C-section went and what led up to it.